We got Reason in demo mode. We're going to talk about a technique to keep your song in the scale, on key and in the scale, as far as when you paint your MIDI data in on your various instruments, making sure that is within the scale. Now this technique is other DAWs do have this, but this is kind of a workaround I have found with Reason, where you can create kind of an overlay of notes. Now we're going to start our song on the second bar. Now by doing that, this will allow us to utilize this technique. We're going to create an IDA or any just generic piano track, and then go ahead and double click, create a 1-bar clip. We're going to go into there, use the new zoom tool, and we're going to paint in a scale. We'll start at C0 because we're going to work our way up. Let's just go with the C minor scale, make it easy, which is a 1, 2, and then an easy 1, and then a 2, then another 2, and then an easy 1, and then a 2, and then we're not going to paint in the second C. What we're going to do is we're going to lasso these notes, we're going to hold the control key, and we're going to push them up until this says C1. C1. We're going to keep doing this. There's C2, C3, C4. Basically what we're doing is we're creating octaves of this this setup. And you could probably yeah, pretty much as low as it's going to go. Yeah, let's throw one more octave in there. What the heck? Okay. So we have C5. So we have the C5, the C0 through the C5. So we have 5 octaves of a C minor scale. Now this is when you want to decide what key your song is going to be in. The key is obviously the first note here, the root note. My song to be in the key of B flat or A sharp. So you highlight all these and then you push this down until it's in A sharp. There's A sharp. Okay. Click away. So now you're A sharp. You have a 5-octave scale of B flat minor scale is basically what you got here. And what you want to do is you want to highlight all these and you want to stretch them all out so they're a bar long. We are going to stretch this out and highlight. Control A to highlight all your notes, and we're going to actually stretch them out. Just stretch the heck out of them, you know. Stretch them all the way to the end marker. That's great. Just stretch them out. Okay. Now the clip itself, you're going to keep 1 bar. You're stretching the notes out, but you're keeping the clip at 1 bar. And I'll show you what this is going to do for us. We're going to close this down. And what we're going to do is we're going to create, like I say, we're starting at bar number 2. So let's say our bass guitar, for example. Let's say there's a 4-bar loop for the bass guitar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drag this down like that. And again, you think, oh geez, what a mess. But when you double click on here, what you get is something very unique. You get an overlay. This is an actual overlay of your scale. So when you go to paint your notes in, let's say we're going to use quarter notes, let's say, we can actually see that's a little too low there. You can see you have your note here, but then you have an overlay of 5 octaves or however many octaves worth of scale in whatever key you set. And then you can even go over here and you can label this, A sharp minor. And then by doing this, you can always, while you're in here, you can paint. You can paint 1, 3. There's a 1, 3, 5. Back to the 3. Back to the 5. Throw a 4 in there, and then back down like so. Now the great thing about this is you can also create chords this way and know your chords are in line with the scale. There's a 3, there's a 5, there's a 3, there's a 5, there's a 3, there's a 5, 3, 5. Rather than be guessing all the time, you have, if you're diminished or augmented, because of your overlay. And so you know that 1, 3, 5 is good. And so you've created a little base scale, maybe lasso all this, control, drag it all over. And then put like some connective tissue in here. Bring these guys over. And there you go. Now you have a little base scaler. And because of the overlay created, you know that all the notes are in the scale, and all the notes are in the scale. And so that's an extremely useful technique. You can even add like your melody. What's great about this is now once you're done, you can pull this away. Just kind of park it. You just park it on this first track. And then when you double click, you have everything all beautifully laid out without that ugly overlay. But you can see exactly what's going on there. And then you can also, drag that down to your lead track and again create a clip. And now you can create a melody, let's say. Put this down to 1/8 notes maybe, and paint yourself in a... Take this and pull it away, park it back there, and you have your melody, and you know that it's and then also if you write melody in here, you can pull this thing down, kind of check your work, be like, oh, this note's not there, that note's not there, and you can make adjustments. And the great thing about this is an overlay, so you'll know what you're doing, and you'll keep yourself kind of in check. And it's pretty simple to create, so just park it there, and then as you create tracks, you can always pull that down and have a nice overlay of the scale that you're in. And that's pretty much it.